We're rolling.
Well, go on.
Live in the place, man, like Jedi. What going for?
What's good, brother?
Sincere and specific. So trying to be angry, fam.
Not angry, fam.
Let's get in, man. Just describe yourself, innit? If you can.
Describe myself?
Yeah, how would you describe yourself?
I don't know, man. That obviously.
I know you're a man who ban labels.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I witnessed still, my impression, so. On this content over everything thing, you get me? More than label, I don't know.
You know what, I do describe myself, but I don't think I ever try to use one word or a few words. So like through my life, I try to describe myself as I evolve and as I change. So like right now, to describe myself would be, I don't even know, bro. I don't even know where to start. I think that's my point, fam. Yeah.
You saying ever evolving type of thing?
Yeah, where do you start? There's no head to a circle, fam. So like to pick out a specific point in a circle, in a circle, it's random, innit? I could say a random word. I could say, right now, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And that's a true statement.
Yeah. So you mean by that when you say that?
Huh?
What do you mean by that?
Hungry.
Yeah.
Like
you want something to happen?
I've got an appetite for something, and there's a yearning for more, for something to, different types of food still, but
yeah.
You know what I mean? Even down to literally, I ain't eating all day, so
yeah.
The whole of food would be nice still.
Mad thing. So what would you say shaped your mentality?
I don't know, what do you mean? Like, what shapes my mentality?
Yeah.
I don't know.
In terms of
experience.
Yeah, like the way you think now. I don't know if you've always felt like this. Like I don't know if you've always formulated ideas, you know, man, like how you do right now.
Probably, I probably haven't always. It's just experience. Okay, so what experiences?
Yeah, I'm saying has there been any noteworthy events in your life that would you say as an impact on the way you think right now? That you can draw from your mind.
There's been a lot, but there's been a lot. I can't think of one specific, but there's been a lot I've experienced. I've been through a lot. You'd have to be more specific, and then I could be more sincere.
I don't know, fella. Man's trying to dig for the information, because obviously I've got an understanding of you, but I don't feel I know you as well as you probably know yourself. You get me?
Yeah.
I just come recently into your life like that, so I don't know, fam.
I hear you, fam.
Yeah.
I hear you, man.
What's the meaning of life?
What's the meaning of life? Is it in the Bible? You know what? I don't know. I don't know what the meaning is to life is. Maybe the meaning, like recently, I feel like I found a meaning in life, a meaning for my life, but it's very broad, and it is freedom. So now I know it's not supposed to be like that, but recently I've been realizing that this whole time, man's fighting just to be free, like just to be autonomous, just to do what I want to do, and like let nature or something like that take its course, rather than everything being part of some kind of operation or some subverted secret plan, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, when you feel like there's forces that's out there that's trying to manipulate you.
It's obvious. There's forces out there trying to manipulate us all, and we all are trying to manipulate the forces in turn. But I just feel like the balance is off. You feel me? Like I feel like we're getting. I have to speak for myself, but for what I see people getting manipulated left, right, and centre. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of that, I guess I see some kind of puppet master. There's somebody or something or a group or some people or some things.
Yeah. We saying it's it's vague, like where it's coming from. I get a feeling like you definitely sense something, but you don't really know exactly. Like you can't point to something and say that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, because like I could say some shit like, oh yeah, it's the government. I could say, oh yeah, it's these secret societies, or it's a conglomerate of them, or it's the businesses, or big pharmaceutical businesses, or the industrial and military complex. Or I could say it's spirits, like the devil and that. Demons, jinns, whatever you want to call it, bruv. Or you could say it's just us on a deeper level, where people believe that we're all one and that we are the forces that are doing it ourselves in some way. And basically we need to understand that we hold the power. What I do see is what we call slavery by consent. I do see that, so I definitely understand that we are consenting in one way or another, and it's our responsibility to become aware of exactly what freedom is, or how, and do you know what I mean? What it's like to be unbiased. I feel like we should all get that chance. Because when you see a baby born into a civilization or into a society where they don't ever get to experience freedom because we got birth certificates, we got this, we got that, blah blah blah. Even the way we're born is already, it's mad, bro. Yeah.
Just describe the slavery by consent for me a bit more.
Like we choose to, like we are, the only way that we can be enslaved is by consent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to choose. We got to choose our bondage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to accept it.
Would you say people are, and would you say yourself as well? Have you always consciously, right now, like you said, you're striving for freedom. Have you always consciously been doing that, or was there a point where you was unaware of that you was even in a type of bondage?
There must have been a time when I was unaware of it, but from awareness, there's always been an internal and external struggle against what may have been termed at younger days as authority. There was an understanding that there was an impeding on, I don't know, like a judgmental kind of, I don't know, something outside of yourself, trying to supersede your wants, needs and desires, isn't it? Yeah. With its own agenda. So I recognized that existed, and it grew, and I gained more awareness, and then I saw it on many different levels. So socially.
So stick up in there. So what would you say is wrong with people trying to control you if you ain't, in a sense, aware of like knowledge yourself?
But that's what should have been taught. That's what should have, or not even that's what should have been taught. That's what should have been encouraged or nurtured, and by family and society. That's what should be encouraged. Knowledge of self, like that. But it's the very opposite. We're not being taught that.
So we're being taught.
What are we being taught? It's like corruption, man. It's vanity. It's materialism. It's hate and racism. The fucking unfairness, jealousy. All these things we're being taught. To disrespect our own bodies and our own minds, and to become numb to images of violence and sexual obscenities, all sorts of things. We're desensitized, isn't it? Yeah. To what I think truly is against what our nature is.
So what do you feel is the if there even is a purpose, if you ever thought about it, of the purpose of like these outside influences on our life?
What's the
purpose of it? Like the reason for it?
The reason for us being manipulated.
Yeah.
I think it's to stop us, or to hinder us, or we're hindering ourselves from achieving our true ultimate potentials.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And now, have you
recognizing something
considered
and being able to find balance, because I think these kind of forces seem to favor disbalance rather than balance. So they're causing disbalances in nature, and everywhere you look, you can see the effects that I think are intentional. But that's you know, you can decide what you see out there. Like if you think it's all a bed of roses, and you know anything that goes wrong it's just acts of nature, and so be it, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? Forces of nature are still unseen things, isn't it? Yeah. So you have to believe in these forces of nature, and believe in the science behind it, and to have tested it to a certain degree to know that, okay, yeah, cool, that was a hurricane that blew something down. You are aware of that. It wasn't machinery. It wasn't no kind of weaponized equipment that caused that to happen. You understand? You got faith in the news telling you that was a hurricane or what they've been talking about now lately, some tornado that was picking up water, and that thing looked bait, bruv. That thing looked weird.
What are you saying? But, saying some harp business?
Harp, whatever, you can get, I don't know, because harp is a thing that we all know about and rare, but they put things out there for us, innit? I believe that they can manipulate the weather. I don't really have a doubt that they've got harp, but I feel like harp is, what is that? That's crude compared to what I believe their capabilities could be.
Yeah.
You know, they throw shit out there for a little bone, get you comfortable with the fact that, yeah, they can manipulate the weather. You know what I mean? 1 out of 10 YouTube viewers know about it. Yeah, that's cool. No one ain't doing nothing about it, because the reality of it it's never allowed to be matched up completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much faith do you put in your ideas? I don't know if faith's a good word. Let me just use it anyway. How much faith do you put in your ideas as being like the actual truth before you actually get some solid evidence?
Before I what?
Before you get some solid evidence, like proof, where you can say, yeah, boom, these forces are out there because man's actually like experienced them.
Because I've had experiences, and because as a critical thinker, I look and I analyse and I investigate, and it's up to you to investigate and analyse for yourself and see whether you see that or not. Like, and do you know what I mean? So for me personally, I'm satisfied that there is clear signs of manipulation. Do you know what I mean? That I'm satisfied for me personally.
Yeah.
But everyone's different. Some people just don't feel that way, and that's cool. Well, it's cool.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss, as they say, innit?
How did the questions come into your head? Like meaning of life, these forces that might be trying to manipulate us, why they doing it for? Have you ever thought about it?
I don't get that question.
How these questions ever came into your head? Like, what's the meaning of life?
Why did I start thinking about what the meaning of life was? Yeah. How that question came into my head in the first place?
Yeah.
From being alive, or from believing I was alive, and looking for a purpose. That was, looking. What is the purpose of this reality?
Yeah.
Like everything you see in that, like I can see that it's here, but why is it here? Do you know what I mean?
We saying the question just came out of just existing.
Yeah, I think it's a question that most youths would ask themselves at some point in time.
I ask myself still, but I don't know where it came from. I thought you might have the answer still. That's why I asked you.
It might be inbuilt, fam, or we might have learnt to have to question these things, because other people in other times may just live and not be worried about the meaning of life because they're busy living. We got time to do this philosophy thing. I wonder, like, you know, like some people just living. They know the meaning of life because they're just living.
Yeah. Like questioning everything now. I would say that from what I've witnessed of you still, you seem like a man who, any type of information gets presented to you or you come across, you question its validity and examine its validity, whether it's true or not, or where has it come from, why is it there, where. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah. Oh, I'm just opinionated. It's up to you, isn't it? Like, it could just be
what's that mean?
I'm just an opinionated person, innit? You know, like some people just have an opinion on stuff. Yeah. Someone's always got. I'm like might be one of them people that just. I like to think, consider. You get me? Yeah. So someone else might be getting posed a question, like for instance, I might watch one of these Sincere and Specifics on Content Over Everything.
Bang.
You get me? I might watch one of these and be like, rah, whatever question you're asking, man, I'm kind of like trying to answer it for myself. That's my kind of personality, innit? Like,
Okay.
so yeah, I'm a questioner.
Yeah. And what have you found when questioning like other people's cherished beliefs? What's been your experience? Like the feedback you get from the people that you're questioning?
Standard, like people are. Like,
And what's your intention when doing it?
I don't think I have intention, like, so to speak. Like, I do have an intention. I feel like more time, I'll be in an organic conversation with man, and then, because he has an agenda or he has a belief system that is important to him, he's gonna bring that forward. So I'm just vibing with you, like, we're just chatting, and then he's gonna be like, yeah, but boom, follow this book, and if I, and then he's trying to push something on me. So I'm like, all right, cool. Through it's a conversation, I'm receptive. I'm just like, yeah. So if he's talking about matters that I don't know about, I'm just gonna like answer the question. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah. I'm not one of them, man. If you're trying to give me information and I didn't understand, I'm at least gonna say, please repeat that. I didn't hear that or whatever if I never caught it. I'm not gonna pretend like I heard and then just zone out. Because that conversation is for a reason, right? So you ask the question and then it's like, I don't know, fam. You get this kind of wobble, this cognitive dissonance that doesn't allow man to move any further from you've asked that question about his belief system that he's pushing onto you. And then I just feel like there's always a big reaction, not necessarily from the person at that time, but later on watching it, it's like, oh, well, I'd like to speak to Jedi about the scholars, and everyone wants to come at you and force their opinion. Fam, just put your opinion out there, fam. Who am I? It's just a question, isn't it? Why are you getting so? So I feel like for the scholar thing, it's just a big hype about a question, fam. But it opened up. I think it's a much needed question.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes a mind that's not bogged down with what the dogma of whatever that belief system is can actually ask more critical questions of the belief system than the person that is actively participating in it. So you might find that they've never actually asked themselves that question before because they don't look at it from that way. That's what it is. So shit happens sometimes though, man.
Yeah.
Hear me? When you're coming out there with a belief and you're chatting to a man that's saying, look, I'm willing to say, like, I'm not putting my beliefs in anything really, to be honest. You get me? I might have this idea and that idea and this is my opinion, but I'm not waving a flag and telling you that you lot must all think like me and this is the right way to think. And so I'm not representing it like that. You are.
So what are you saying? So anytime you come across someone who's like got a cherished belief, just in general, not even just like in the corner, just in general, has what's been your has it been the same type of response that you get from them, like the
cherished belief,
mad defensive? Because you don't even have to be religion, you know, like you might believe something and
naturally, but that's natural passion, isn't it? Yeah. And I do believe people, like, naturally, if you care about something, they're gonna be passionate in your defense of it. Yeah. And it may even be like a subconscious thing where because you want to be fair, but if something's dear to you, you're gonna fight it justly, and I feel like it's a skill for man like, let's say, a man like Raven to have that composure and that discipline to like try and appear devoid of emotion. You get me? But fuck that, I'm not on that shit, man. Fuck that, man. I'll give you. I want to be emotional. I just like feel like it just everything within within balance.
Yeah. So if your intention has been to just ask questions because it's just naturally come to your mind, and then the feedback that you've been getting, like the negative ones, man's focused on now, innit? So-called negative, because you don't know negative, positive, innit? Wherever it is. But the negative feedback you've been getting, how does that shape your mind when it comes to asking similar questions again? Like now that you're aware of, you got that type of response when all you're doing is just asking a question.
It depends because I think what may happen inadvertently is that you just have less conversations with them because they tell each other, like for instance, if we're talking about the Speaker's Corner Muslim society there, the M Circle, if you're talking about the M Circle, man, then they actually tell each other what to partake in and what not to. I'm not saying they all listen, but they put it out there where I've never seen the man them really put shit like, they put it out there like, rah, don't chat to these man. Let's like no, and then because I see people say, oh yeah, us Muslims we're choosing not to interact with. So I think them things they might happen if you get into a inadvertent debate with someone and you bun them up, and they're feeling away, they might just say to their bitches, yo, mind up for my man, innit? Like he asks his mad questions and it fucks us up. That's your business. For me, it was just conversations, and it is what it is, isn't it? Like it's fun, obviously.
Yeah. But I'm saying, obviously, you still might have certain questions when they hit, because you're still aware of your environment and information, like new information coming at you. And as where before you would have asked those questions from those certain type of people, now you've been getting a negative response back with new information. Now would you still go ahead and ask the same questions?
I'd like to be honest, because it was never my it's not my journey to be going and asking any man questions, to be fair. So if like it only happened through a natural conversation. So if we were speaking and he mentioned something, I might question what he was saying. That's it. I don't have a backlog of questions or a list of questions that I'm ready to fire. It's not my bit. That's not it. I'm not even interested to that degree.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
It's just say it's likely that just in a general conversation, just like how me and you's chatting now, it could be anyone. I might have a cherished belief or something like that, and it gets brought up. However it gets brought up, it's likely that you'll question the same way.
Whatever, yeah.
So
that's a question, man.
Questioning authority then, man. It's kind of goes into the scholar thing as well. Similar type of questions still. What's been a response back when questioning so-called authority figures? That could even be jakes, teachers, anyone in a position of who's been placed in a position of authority, supposed authority over you.
What's happened when I've questioned them?
Yeah, and what's been your thought process before questioning them? When do you recognize that these people that's supposed to be an authority have got like a certain level of respect from a group of people, like a set of people, even though you might not necessarily have that same respect or the same, not even respect. What I'm trying to think of, you know, when you see something and you read it and you just unquestionably follow something, you might not have that same allegiance or. Yeah, I'm trying to find the words. Ain't that articulate with the words still, but you might not have that same. I'm just gonna follow this because I got faith in Ray. But when you go to question someone who's in that position, what's been your full process? When I
question somebody that follows somebody.
Now, when you question the authority figure, the supposed authority figure, that's got like a following. You see, like police, school teachers. Religious scholars.
Yeah. When you question them, like if you question somebody, if you question somebody like that, I feel like depending on what your stance is, because if you was another, like for me personally, for me to question the policeman, I mean, like as long as I do it correctly and within the code, then more time you can be kind of successful if you're questioning them in a way. Or like if they might lie, they might chat shit, but you can question as much as you want. They might not answer.
Yeah.
But like you question the Fed like, why have you done that to me, But like, bro, fuck all that, man. I don't even know, bro. I really don't know how to answer that question. Is that a fair answer? I don't know.
You can answer you want, man. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, good, man. Yeah. I don't even know, bro. You question a teacher, you get sent out, innit?
Yeah.
You feel me? You question a policeman, depending on how.
But do you feel that they're supposed to be questioned, like they're supposed to be challenged for whatever is
a policeman? Yeah, of course.
Because you know, like when I say authority, I mean people who will try and give you instructions on what you should be doing.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think that they need to be challenged. I think really what they need to be is ignored. They need to be disempowered. So like if you want to challenge them, cool. But like we're gonna like be talking to all different types of people and trying to interview them and question them, cool. But the ultimate game, the ultimate goal is to disempower these people and empower ourselves. Empower yourself. So then you won't need to be questioning the policeman. You won't need to be questioning some teacher or religious leader or whatever, because if anything, they're gonna be questioning you and trying to find out information, like from you. They need you. We don't need them. They need to be questioning, like, how can I serve you? How can I help you? Public servant. How can I help you? You get me? That's what they need to have on their top. Here to help? How can I help you? Not on something of where you see a Fed and you think they're gonna question you, and they've got stuff there. Oh, where you going, mate? Where you coming from? Well, ban all that, man. We need to. It's a weakness in the mind that they've instilled.
The psychology is reversed.
It's a weakness in their mind that in our minds that they've instilled, and we've instilled in ourselves, to not believe in ourselves and to always look externally for some savior. It's the Messiah complex thing. Always looking for a savior. Always looking for someone tertiary, like outside of the scenario to have the grand solutions. That's what you call governance instead of self-governance, right? Because you're being governed, you're being ruled, you're being nannied, babied. Like, that's what we need to get away from, because as men and as women, we should all be empowered ourselves. Get me?
Would you feel like that is that? Do you feel like that's something? That system is like a worldwide thing. Do you feel like it's the same applies for like people that's living in remote jungle somewhere?
Whether they know it or not, whether they choose to be, I don't know. I can't speak for everyone worldwide. I don't really know what the world looks like. I don't know how big it is, how much it spans, and what the situation is in every country. Because I know, say that if I told you that I know what's going on in Australia, I'd be lying. Cause I only see that through the media. In all honesty, so I don't really know what goes on the street, and I know that our perceptions are so vulnerable to manipulation. I couldn't speak on what's going on around the world or on the world or throughout existence. I don't know. But from what I can see, yes, fuckery.
Would you say it's set like that by design, or it's just natural? That's what it is.
Yeah, we covered that earlier still.
Yeah.
Yeah, by design still. I think.
Yeah. Cool, man. On questioning, let's go to the
Brother,
corner.
I'm not gonna be your friend,
Speaker's corner. Huh?
I'm not here to be your friend, you know, bro.
Yeah, shut up, man. I'm not here to be your friend, bro. That's what I told you before we started the thing, bro. Trying to reverse out the thing, bro.
Do what the feds do there, you see?